What is going on, everybody? Hope you're well. I'm Nick Baldwin. Leslie's here too. Say hi,
Hi,
Leslie.
everyone.
Hey, Leslie, do me a favor, if you can.
Yeah.
Drop the link to the playlist of all the replays in the chat for those of us who are joining us for the first time.
Yeah.
We do this
Let's do it.
crazy thing 4 days a week. Monday through Thursday from at 11 a.m. to 11:30, give or take. And it's all around marketing, your business, yourself, your life, the whole shebang. And today we're going to talk about something pretty fun, something that I've done several times over the last 9 or 10 years, growing Facebook groups to massive memberships and growth and engagement and dollar signs. So we're going to talk about my 10 steps over the years that I've kind of put together. I mean, they've changed every so often just because you discover, new things that work. But, the things that we're going to talk about today are kind of like the foundations for building a large, engaged, $1 million Facebook community. And you might say to yourself, there's so many Facebook groups already, I'm never going to be able to stand out in that crowd. And that's completely untrue. There's always room for more. It has to do with, these 10 things. If you do them correctly, and you follow them, again, feel free to, once you start doing it, make them your own. But this is how I've grown Lab Coat Agents to 165,000 members. It's how I grew the Command Your Conversion group to 45,000 members. These are the steps that I've kind of taken over the years that work. So let's jump into it. Running a large Facebook group can definitely be a game changer for anyone in the real estate industry. And by the way, you don't have to start a real estate group. In fact, I would recommend that you don't start a real estate group. And we'll get into that later. But a group is not just community. It's a powerful platform to share your knowledge, connect with peers, establish authority in a specific area. And a large group can amplify your reach, making it an ideal place to host webinars, share valuable insights. And with a captive audience of like-minded professionals, your webinar gains instant credibility and a wider audience, ensuring that your message resonates with those who matter most. And harnessing the potential of a large Facebook group can elevate your influence and impact in the world of whatever topic you decide to focus on, making it an invaluable tool for both personal and professional growth. So the very first thing you need to do if you're creating a Facebook group is define what you're passionate about. And you need to clearly articulate the purpose and the goals of your group. What value will it provide members? Is it for networking, education, or something else? And there's really only 4 different kinds of groups. There's special interest, which is like, baseball, fishing, kayaking, swimming, comic books, whatever, right? Then there's a community type group for like a town or an area. Then there's a business type group if you're like selling a product, so like real estate. And then there's like an education group, right? So if you were going to start a Facebook group for real estate, education is definitely the way to go. So those are the 4 types: special interest, community, business, and education. But I would say like choose special interest, because that puts you in front of people who have instantly, they like what you like. So if you're a baseball freak, if you're a comic book collector, if you love Marvel, if DC, if you love basketball, now you instantly have something in common with the people that are in there. So that is a huge, huge way to then start getting referrals for your business.
Yes, absolutely. So number 2, we're going to actually tie number 1 and number 2 together, because I think you have to have number 1 before you have number 2, I think, Nick. But number 2 is identifying your target audience.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick.
Yeah.
You make a good point there. Like,
Yeah.
These can be interchangeable. Like these are
Yeah.
in no particular order,
Yeah.
right? Like identify your target audience could be before define your passion. Like it really doesn't matter as long as you do them.
Right. I do think that they're interchangeable, and like defining your passion is also going to be an easier way to reach your target audience in those specific needs and interests, right? So number 2 is identifying your target audience. So leverage your existing network. We discussed this a little bit yesterday, to invite individuals who fit your target audience. Encourage them to invite other people who are like-minded, right? So if it's kind of like the law of attraction, if you know you're passionate about A and B, these people live in that passion and the same interest as you, then identify in their moment of change in their life what their next milestone is going to be and how to really pinpoint that pain point, because people need to move because there's a reason, right? Life-changing reason. So leverage your existing network and then encourage that network to add more to your network, because they're going to have almost a similar group of people, right? And then utilizing social media like Facebook to advertise, whether that be, advertising could be a Facebook ad, right? And you can really dive into honing in on those same interests based on that target audience. And then you can set parameters, which gets even cooler, Nick, right? You set parameters around that area, that target audience, and then you've got passion mixed in. Holy cow. Like this recipe right there is where we should definitely begin. And then, of course, like we discussed before, you guys, is consistent Facebook posts or ads over time to constantly get in tune, ask them questions, get them engaged, and find some growth patterns, right? Like identify kind of what their needs are as you do this. So it's kind of marrying it all together in number 2. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, it's super important to review the Facebook insights in a Facebook group. As an admin, Facebook gives you access to a lot of different pieces of data, where people are from, how often they're engaging, whether they're I don't know, there's tons of stuff, what the most engaged day of the week is, all of those things. So going on, you're going to want to choose a theme that's super compelling. So it's important to select a theme or a niche that aligns with your audience's interest and your expertise. So this kind of goes with number 1 again. It should be definitely unique and relevant. And a compelling theme will draw in potential members, by default, because Facebook is now advertising groups to people that they think they should join based on their activities on Facebook. So here's an example, like arts and entertainment. This could include topics like movies, music, TV shows, books, video games. Personal development could be personal development, like mental health, career advice, financial planning, healthy relationships. And then you could do something like hobbies and interests, like cooking, gardening. Someone mentioned gardening in the chat. Travel, sports fans, fitness freaks, something along those lines that is like a timely theme or a timely topic that that you could get a lot of traction for. And then this is really important. A lot of people don't think about this. With lab coat agents, because we're so large, we have 65 moderators, and each one of those moderators over the years has been carefully like interviewed and chosen because of a lot of these different aspects that I'm going to talk about. So like, just like any business, you need to invest in your Facebook group in order to grow it and succeed. So you got to build a team. So this might involve hiring a team to help you manage the group, invest in marketing and promotion, and develop new features to help you develop new features and functionality for the group. And when you're looking for people to help you out with the group, there's a few things that are going to happen. You're going to get increased engagement because right off the bat, when you start a group, you're not going to see a lot of engagement from the members in there just because they're trying to figure out like what they should post, what they should say. They're trying to kind of like find their way. So like with lab coats, for the first like year, it was, Tristan and I really just posting regularly. But admins can help you increase engagement by posting interesting content. They can start discussions and they can respond to member comments. It's super important to respond. It also gives you diverse perspectives. So like admins from all different backgrounds and different skills with different expertise and a diversity of perspectives to the group. This can help create a more inclusive and welcoming community. So increased engagement, diverse perspectives, trustworthiness. People should be, you should bring people on that you trust to act in the best interest of the group. And you got to look for admins who share your vision for the group. That's really important. Like, what kind of community do you want to create? What kind of content do you want to see in the group? Choose those admins who are aligned with those goals. And you want to choose admins with a variety of skills and expertise. Like I said before, this will help you ensure that the group is well managed and that you have the support you need to run it effectively. And again, super, super, super important, communicate and collaborate regularly with your admins. Like, you want to make them feel like they're a part of this. So hold regular meetings to discuss the group and share ideas and to resolve any issues that might come up along the way. So hope that helps. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, definitely. So number 5, now that we know what we know, we're going to create content. And so we have to develop a content strategy that fits this group. So really planning out the type of content that coincides with your niche, your target audience, those interests, and then host live sessions like we're doing right now, right? Nick?
Yeah.
We're hosting live sessions every day, except for Friday, and offer some exclusivity around that, right? So eventually you can offer something that they could take away, like a download or a type of PDF that they can use for something in their life, right? So offer them those exclusive resources. And then perhaps to make things a little bit easier, you can also create themes. So theming around your content, plan days of the week where you discuss specific topics. So being intentional is crucial, because I think if you don't, then you can lose your audience. And that way it keeps members engaged with what you have to offer, and it gives them a reason to stay, right? So you guys are coming in every Monday through Thursday with us. There's a lot of content that we're giving you. And eventually we're going to spotlight some people. So that's another thing on this list that you can do, is spotlight a member, or create somebody, put them in the spotlight to where you can like put them up on a pedestal, create a series of posts and videos for those individual members. And then lastly, what I love, Nick, is like contests and giveaways. So everybody wants to get something for free, right? And it just gives us some more incentive to kind of tune in and perhaps win something later.
Yeah, I want to mention the theme days again. Like, it's important to, it doesn't necessarily have to be a theme, right? But like, you should over time basically train your members to expect certain things at certain times on certain days. So with lab coats, I use as an example because it's the largest group I've created. Like every day, I think it's every day. Well, our webinars are always at 2 p.m. and we get 300 or 400 people on our webinars, because now they've come to like expect that we have webinars at 2 p.m. And we're doing this every day at 11, Monday through Thursday, and we're getting like 70 to 100 of you joining us, because now you're coming to expect that Monday through Thursday, Nick and Leslie are going to go live. Let me jump on. So it is important to, plant that in the brains of your members so they expect something on a certain day at a certain time. All right, this is super important. And we've been talking a lot about this, and you can use some of the webinars that we've done in the past, like how to create a logo, how to create a brand, because group branding is very important. So you want to create a unique identity. A strong group brand is going to help your group stand out from other Facebook groups. Like, some of them just don't really have an identity or a brand. And this can be especially important if there's other groups that are targeting the same audience. The more professional yours looks, the more members you're going to get. And it also helps you build trust and credibility. So a strong group brand can help build trust and credibility with your members. And this is important because people are more likely to engage with and support groups that they trust. And with really nice, strong, clean branding comes more trust. Choose a unique and memorable name, like REALIFY, brand your world, command your conversion, lab coat agents, exploring the science of real estate. Those are all very unique and memorable. Your group name should be relevant to your group's niche and easy to remember. Create a strong what? Go ahead.
There's somebody that had a question that I love. This question, Nick. Tisha asked, is there a particular amount of people that you suggest before you go live in your group?
You want to make sure you have people to watch it at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But any magic?
I don't know. We have 1,300 people in the REALIFY group.
Right.
So we're going live in there. But I think it really just has to do with engagement,
Yeah.
engagement. I would grow the group by also promoting these live webinars. That's a great way to promote. Like, hey, starting in a month, we're going to start these webinars. Get your, ask anyone you think who could benefit from them to join. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Create a strong logo and cover photo. So your logo and cover photo should be visually appealing and relevant to your group's brand. And we have a video. Leslie, if you want to drop the playlist again in the chat, how to create a logo, watch that. You could use the same strategies to build a logo for your Facebook group. This is very important. Write a clear and concise group description. Your group description should explain what your group is about and who it's for, and use consistent branding throughout your group. This includes using the same logo, cover photo, color scheme on your page, in your posts, and on your promotional material. So you'll see every time I post a photo in the in the REALIFY group, I use the same colors in the image. I use the logo, everything kind of matches. So make sure you stick to that.
Yeah, for sure. And then number 7, we're going to talk about moderating your group effectively. So, making sure that you have those questions prior to them joining and getting really clear what those questions are, so that, they're not coming in and going to spam your group, or there's somebody that may not fit your group. So just review every member that comes in carefully, so that that your group is staying within that niche and that target and those interests. And then, of course, moderate that group regularly. There are some Facebook settings in there where people can't just post in specific ways. I think and you also can add admins, right? So like you can add an admin or a moderator, like Nick suggested earlier, to help you moderate the group. But it's nice because there are some settings in that area where you can have a little bit more control automatically, so that it can be fair and consistent, and it applies to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you also have to remember this. As an admin or founder of the group, or as a moderator, some of those rules don't apply to you. Like, you're allowed to self-promote something. It's your group, right? The members are not allowed to promote unless they ask your permission, or unless you have some sort of, plan set up with them. So make sure that you remember that. Let's talk about taking it off of Facebook, because with lab coat agents, it was very important for us to not 100% rely on Facebook as we grew. So, we wanted to build a database. We wanted to have a website. We wanted to have a podcast, a YouTube channel, all these different things that allowed us to not just become dependent on Facebook in case one day Facebook decided it didn't want to be around anymore, right? So you want to make sure that you're able to bring it off of Facebook. So choose and register a domain name that reflects your group's brand and niche, right? If you name it something, Leslie's leisurely, I don't know, walks on the beach, whatever, like, I can't think of anything else that started with an L.com, right? Content integration is very important. So transfer relevant content from your group to the website. So if you notice a topic in the group that got a ton of traction, write a blog about it, make a video about it. include informative articles, resources, things like that. Membership integration. This is a great way to collect email addresses, have a member registration system or a login feature that tells people, sign up for exclusive content that isn't in the Facebook group. Create a weekly email newsletter that has videos, that has blog articles, that has ways to bring people back to the group. Like one of the things we do for LCA is like in our email newsletter, we'll have a topic in the group that got a lot of traction and say, hey, jump back in on this conversation, and it'll link them back to the group. You could start a podcast or a YouTube channel. Like I said, it's a great way to reach a wider audience, share your content in a more engaging way. You can interview other experts in your field, host discussions, share your thoughts and experiences. So like, I can tell you how many people are like, hey, Nick, I found your YouTube channel where you talk a lot about command. That's so cool. Oh, did you know that we have a Facebook group? No, what is it? Or I found the LCA YouTube channel. That's so cool. Hey, do you know we have a large Facebook group for that? No, I didn't know. So you never know who you're going to meet, who finds the group or the YouTube channel or the website first. Offer exclusive content, like I said, that you're not offering on the Facebook group. Give your members an incentive to follow and sign up for the newsletter and the website and the YouTube channel, things of that. So like, it's good to repeat topics on different platforms, but it's also good to have things that are only on only on YouTube and not in Facebook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys, remember to treat it like a business.
Say it louder.
Treat it like a business. So treat it like a business. Have a clear business plan. What are your goals? What do you want to achieve? Once you have those goals and what you want to achieve, then create an outline. Set goals and objectives. You guys know all this, right? About like you do business planning every year, right? You should be.
Oh, totally. All of them.
Yeah. So set goals and objectives. What specifically do you want to achieve within your Facebook group? Do you want to increase membership? Do you want to increase leads? Do you want to drive sales? What are your goals? And Nick, I'm just going to say it because this is just kind of my thing, and we've talked about it before, be passionate about it, right? So what is your passion? We talked about that a little bit yesterday. And finding your target audience and pushing those two together and marrying those two together is key. So this can all go back to that. And of course, be professional. Remember that your Facebook group is a reflection of you. So you are the brand, you are beyond the brand. So make sure you conduct yourself in a professional manner when interacting with your members, especially if you want them to one day hire you. And of course, be patient. Lastly, I think that's the biggest thing, right, Nick, is this, it takes time to build a business. It takes time to create and build content and it takes time to create a group. So you won't see the results immediately, but just keep working on these 10 steps that we gave you today. And eventually you're going to see the results.
Yeah, for sure. And, listen, while I said I don't recommend starting a real estate group, that doesn't mean, well, people are going to be like, how do I make money? Well, like I said, if you start a group for an interest that you have and other people start joining that group who have the same interest, for example, I have an agent friend in Florida who has a 20,000 member group for moms of Boca Raton, right? And she does meetups with those moms, and like $20 million of her business last year came from that group. It's not about real estate. She builds trust. People know that they have something in common with her. They get to know her. So it's very important to like not have a real estate focused group, have an interest group. Therefore, you're connecting with other people who have that same interest, and then you have something in common, and that builds trust, and that brings you the referrals. Have a great day, everybody.